Freddie, thanks so much. Democrat James Talarico is coming out ahead of his Republican opponent Ken Paxton in another new poll out today focused on the U.S. Senate race in Texas. Texas Southern University recently surveyed 1,200 likely voters, and that showed they favored Talarico over Paxton by 2 percentage points. 47 to 45%. That is within the margin of error. The Libertarian candidate was a distant third, while there are 6% in this poll who say they are unsure whom they'll support. However, the results also show Talarico is the only Democrat leading any of the matchups for other statewide offices. We want to talk more about why that may be with Mark Jones. He is a political science professor at Rice University and helped put together this latest poll. Mark, welcome back to our show. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
The results you shared fit into a somewhat recent pattern of other polls of the Senate race and where things stand at this point. So how do your results help explain why Talarico may be leading over Paxton right now?
Well, I think we have something of a perfect storm with Talarico. First, he's getting virtually all of the Democratic vote, 97%. Then, most importantly, he's only getting 85% of the Republican vote. That is, many Republicans are either not voting or undecided, or in 5% of the cases are actually voting for Talarico rather than Paxton. And then finally, Talarico is ahead of Paxton by almost a 3-to-1 margin among independents. Now, you take away any one of those factors, Talarico, who's a little less popular, a Republican candidate, or Paxton, who can get more of the Republican vote, or independents breaking more for Republicans, you don't get this Talarico lead. But when you have this perfect storm, that's the type of thing that potentially could propel Talarico to victory in November.
Something else that stuck out to me in your poll is that you also asked voters about whom they support in other down-ballot statewide races, like for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and so on. The Republicans in all of those cases polled ahead of their Democratic opponents. So how can it be that James Talarico fares better than those other Democrats?
Well, one, Talarico is better known than all of those other Democrats, so he gets a little bit of a boost simply from his candidacy and having higher levels of favorability among voters. But I think the real important factor there is that Ken Paxton is very unpopular. He has favorability ratings that are much lower than those of his fellow Republicans. In fact, his net favorability rating, that is percentage favorable minus percentage unfavorable, is much higher than that of any other statewide candidate running this season.
Is there anything in the results that would suggest to you that people might be splitting their ticket, essentially, maybe say voting for James Talarico for Senate and then supporting Governor Abbott, for instance, in the governor's race?
Oh, yeah, we're seeing that across the board. Talarico is getting some Republican support of people who in all the other races are voting for Greg Abbott and Dan Patrick and Mays Middleton and other Republicans. And conversely, there's some people that are voting for Talarico that are also voting for Republicans further on down the ballot. So there is split ticket voting, but it's primarily people who are voting for Talarico, the one Democrat at the top of the ticket. But then when they get further down, they're either voting for Republicans or right now they're undecided.
I can imagine people sitting out there and being maybe a little skeptical that in the end, a Republican voter who would support Governor Abbott would then also support James Talarico in the Senate race. How possible do you think that is in the end when they actually go into the ballot box?
Well, that's the key question. When the rubber meets the road and we hit November, will those Republicans who are presently saying, I'm undecided, I'm going to vote for the Libertarian Ted Brown, or I'm going to vote for James Talarico, actually come home and vote Republican? Or is Ken Paxton for them simply a bridge too far? That is, while they're reliable Republican voters, they simply in this one case can't bring themselves to vote for Paxton. That at the end of the day will probably decide who wins in November, whether those Republican voters end up voting the party line and voting for Paxton, or in this one electoral case, actually vote for a Democrat or simply sit this one out.
Well, you also put out another poll explaining some of the results focused specifically on black voters here in Texas. What did you set out to learn from them, and what jumped out to you from those results?
Well, we've seen a lot of controversy since the March election regarding the essentially racialized attacks against Jasmine Crockett by some Talarico supporters, though not the candidate himself, and a belief by many Black Texans that the Texas Democratic Party takes their vote for granted. And what we found was that, yes, Black voters do believe that Jasmine Crockett's race was a reason why many Talarico supporters voted for Talarico rather than Crockett in March. They also believe overwhelmingly that the Democratic Party in Texas takes Black voters for granted, but they aren't demoralized or discouraged about voting in November. Only 7% said they're less likely to vote in November because of Crockett's loss in March, while 32% say they're actually more likely, and the remainder, 61%, say they're neither more or less likely. So what we're seeing is that while Black voters do have grievances with the Democratic Party here in Texas, they're going to turn out in large numbers and full force in November and vote overwhelmingly for James Talarico, as well as for other Democratic candidates up and down the ticket.
Very interesting results. We always appreciate you being here on the show talking about them. Mark Jones, come back anytime. Thanks again for being with us.
It's my great pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
All right.